Hey, what's up, guys? So this is pretty much part 2 of the bricked Iceriver KS0 Ultra. So I remember I took the chip out, so I reflashed it with the original firmware, the factory firmware. And I installed it, and it works. I got it working. I ramped it ramped up and everything. Fans came on and everything. The lights started blinking correctly. One of the lights, because I had 2 lights blink, that would stay steady there, So that one of the lights came off. The green light started flashing. I got this bad boy working. So I didn't want to leave it plugged in for a long time because I don't have this completely hooked up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back together again. I'm going to put it back in the case where it belongs. And I got it working. I flashed the chip and I got it working. So I'm going to put this back in here. Reinstall everything in here. How's this thermal paste here? Probably gotta put new thermal paste. I don't know. Well, I'll put it like that for now. So I'm dying to get this, hooked up. Okay. So I'm just gonna put all the screws back. Put the screws back. Wow, told you. Got this bad boy working. So it's just pretty much, when it gets bricked like that, it's just the firmware that's causing the issue. Let me just move this bad boy up here. So now I just got to put all the screws back in. I'm not going to tighten them up completely, extremely tight, you know what I mean? Like, not extremely tight, but I'm not, I'm just going to kind of loosely tighten because I want to do it evenly. There was one of these screws that was really bad. That one I don't think I'm going to put back in. What I could put it back in, yeah, I could, but just don't tighten it down. That's it. You know what I mean? Don't snug it in really hard. And because one of these got stripped because they put that thread lock. This is the one, but I'm gonna put it over here instead of putting it on that side. That side is kind of hard to get to. This is it. This is the one. Don't feel like putting it in. So pretty much, I got this bad boy in and working. I was like, when I put the chip in, I was waiting, because it takes a little while. Both lights stay on. And I was like, oh man, don't tell me it's not working. I'm going to give it a little time. Let me give it a little time. So then I heard the fans on. So I was like, all right, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. The fans came on. That's a good sign. And then a minute later, it went from both lights on, the red and green on, which that was the problem. Both of those lights were on, to just the green light blinking. And I immediately disconnected it because I didn't want it to get too hot. Because I didn't have the fans and the heat sinks, connected. So, all right, this one screw right here, this is the problematic screw. I left it in the middle. I'll just kind of snug it in. And we're not going to put it tight. You know what I mean? That's good enough. I don't want to put it tight because that one is stripped. That's the way it came. Now, let me put the end of this on here. I'm like really excited, man. You know, sometimes you gotta keep trying. I was doing so much research online. Oh my goodness. You know, like, to get it remote in and do it, use the Eclipse software. I had tried to install the Eclipse software. For some reason, my computer, it wasn't grabbing the IP correctly. It was just a mess. And I was like, damn, I gotta try it on somebody else's computer. Maybe it's my network or whatever. But, then I came up with this idea when I was like, you know what? It's all software. It's all software. There's nothing really wrong with the machine. It's just software. It's like you get a virus. It's pretty much just software installed. So I was like, all right, the memory. I know what the memory chip, what it looks like, and let me swap out that memory chip. Maybe if I swap out and reprogram the memory chip. So what I didn't have, the thing is, I didn't have that socket for that specific memory chip. So I had to order it and wait a few days, like a week actually, about a week for it to come from China. And I finally got it today. And I was crazy excited. First thing I started doing was like, I took a blank chip, installed it to see if it, makes the connection, which it did. And I read the chip, the blank chip, it showed that it was blank. I thought, okay, because I gotta learn how this whole thing works. So how to do this and how it works. So then I said, all right, let me go ahead, take out the chip, which I did on video. I took the chip out, the one that was installed on here. I removed that chip, and then I decided to go ahead and I'm gonna install the fans now, the two cables for the fans. So then I decided to go ahead and remove the chip from here. I removed the chip, and then I was like, I'm gonna put it in the reader to read it, and to see if I could read it, and also save the files, the original files that were messed up in here with the T-Swift software, just in case something disastrous happens. So which I did, allowed me to save successfully, and I was like, all right, next step is let me try to erase the chip itself, the one that was messed up. And I did that, and it was successful. And I also rechecked it, and it was all erased. The software was not there anymore. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to reuse the same chip. I'm not going to put a brand new one in. I'll just reuse the same chip. And I'll just work with that. Like I didn't want to throw away the chip, but the chip is good. There's nothing wrong with the chip. It just has the bad software in it. So that's what I did. And installed it. And then I installed it in here. At first it didn't come on right away. Then I had to check the pins, to make sure that the pins were what do you call it? Just give me the way here. That's one of the way. Damn wire. It's in the damn way. So I had to, recheck the pins, and like 4 of the pins were making correct connection on one side, which I had to go back, fix the, resolder, make sure those pins were soldered. Something's touching here. What the heck? Oh, it must be this right here. Got it. And then after I did that, I cranked it up again, and that's when it did its normal supposedly boot up. I thought it wasn't gonna work though. It's like it's not gonna work. And do I have to reprogram another one? Something wrong. So it Both lights came on as usual, and then when I heard the fans come on, I was like, oh, that's different. Fans came on. It's a good sign right there. And then one of the lights came on, which was the red light. I mean, went off the red light, and it was blinking green light. So right there, indication this is working properly. And after I close this, I'm gonna do, oh, darn it. I gotta open this back up. I forgot to put the thermal pads. How about that? You guys were probably saying, hey, this guy forgot to put the thermal pads on. You know, I gotta put those on. So, I gotta open this back up again. And put those thermal pads on. Totally forgot about them. And it actually worked. So now I'm gonna do my actual final test, because I got another one of these Ultras coming in. Should be here by next week. That I purchased from somebody for about $140, cheap, right? Cheap, plus shipping. About $30 in shipping, right? And it's not working. He said he can get into the GUI, the UI, and it's not, like half of the, like 3 of the chips are not showing. Okay. You know, when he checked it out, 3 of the chips are not showing. Well, I believe I could fix that. So I can't wait to get that one in. I look for the cheap shit, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna put this thermal pads on here. So after I struggle to put this on, I'm gonna do this on my back. Oh boy. I gotta get some more thermal pads. I don't have any, so I have to reuse the same ones that I got, you know, with that thickness. Because I ran out of them. So I'm just gonna shove these in here. Get these. This is actually a new thermal pad that I have replaced the old one. With the pink one. So I put this blue one in. You know. As long as it works, you know what I mean? But so if you guys wanna, if you guys are having, you know, trouble with your KS0 or KS0 Pro, or what do you call it? The Ultra, especially the Ultra, you could hit me up. I'll try to help you out with it. I mean, it depends, you know, on if I have I would have to extract the software from the Pro one. I don't have that. I can get it, you know. I have the other ones. I would have to open it, put a chip out, you know, mess around with that. And one of the others will kind of risk the other ones. So put this in there, pad in there. And so, you know, I have, if you just want the chip itself programmed by me, I have that available. Only 35 little bucks, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make a little profit, you know what I mean? I gotta make a little profit. And if you know how to put it in, you know, you know how to do solder work, you know, and you don't want to program one or whatever, I don't have all that stuff, but you can solder, you know, just, you know, you need a microscope because it's tiny, the pins. Or you can get like a good magnifying glass and go like, you know what I'm saying? And just desolder the old one you got and solder the other one. If you could do that, you know, with at least a magnifying glass and some good lighting, then, you know, for 35 bucks, I take cash, I take Casper coins or whatever coins, Casper, Dogecoin, but preferably Casper coins worth of about $35, and I'll ship it to you. But if you want me to do it for you, I could do it for you, but it's gonna cost a little more because I'm not gonna sit here. We're gonna waste like an hour or two of work. You know what I mean? Of my life. You know, time is money. You know what I'm saying? So I have to also provide the chip for it, whatever. But if you want me to put a brand, just put in a brand new chip, a programmed one already. It's only like $10 more. And the other, if you just want me to reprogram the original chip, you know, erase it, reprogram it, you know, that one's going to be about $10 less. You know, it's not a lot of money. You know, you know, if you don't, all you got to do is send me the motherboard. You know, the board itself. You don't have to send me the whole frame and the metal and all that crap, the plug and all that, the brick, power brick. Just send me the motherboard itself. You ship me the motherboard, and you know, I work with it. But you know, I mean, you know what I'm saying, everything's risky. You know what I'm saying? I can't guarantee if I break something, that's on you. I'm not gonna fall responsible on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you guys know that, you know, when you're messing around with electronics, anything can happen. And, you know what I'm saying? I'll do my best to try not to mess it up, but you can't give you guarantees. You know, anything could happen. It could short out or something like that. You know, or you know, because the electronics are delicate. But if you want to take the risk and try to fix it that way, because you don't want to get it remote, you know, somebody remoting into your computer or whatever, just send me the board. I'm gonna send it to you back in priority mail. Or maybe UPS. You know, one of those. But if you want it faster, you know, I mean, you can pay for the expedited shipping. You know, I'll do this. I'll try to do it in one day. You know what I mean? I'll try to do it in one day. So pretty much, I'm only gonna ask for like, you know, because I'm charging just for the chip alone $35. If you want just me to reprogram your chip, erase it and reprogram it, I'm gonna charge you $80. $80 is kind of fair, you know. $80. If you want a brand new chip, just say, look, put a brand new chip in it, whatever, you know. Or if I have to put a brand new chip, I charge you an extra $10, $90, you know. It's less than $100, you know. They're charging like about $100, you know, or you know, that's just to remote it in it. But if you don't want to remote it, you don't want to do that. That's why I didn't do it. I was like, man, that's my last resort, you know, to get it remote. I was going to sell it back. I had it listed on eBay. I was going to sell this back, you know. As a matter of fact, I got to contact the guy that sold me this. He's pretty known on Discord, and I bought it from him. And I was like, I give it a shot, you know, if anything, I'll just use it for spare parts. But I'm going to tell him today, I'm going to say, yo, I got it fixed, yo. I fixed it. You know, but I'm going to let him know. But, you know, so, I got it fixed, you know, and now I'm going to have this baby mining here. I hope it's fixed, you know. You never know. But hey, it's fixed. It's fixed because, especially when those lights came on and does something different, I'm fixed. This is fixed. This is fixed. That's all I need to see. Lights coming on and, you know, like that. Once I see that, it's going to be fixed. I'll fix this thing, you know, but because it's not like the software, like it's bricked. You know what I mean? You know, so I know this baby's fixed. So let me just put this last screw in here. I know this video is a little long, but it's alright. It's alright. It's worth it, man. It's worth it. Just watch the whole thing. Just watch the whole thing, you know. Hit that subscribe too, man. Hook me up. Hook me up. Hook me up. I need subscribers, you know, to keep me motivated and doing these type of things. You know, these things, time, hours, daily, hourly researching. Oh my God. Hours and hours and hours and hours of researching. Did pretty much nothing on this. I had to come up with this, you know. I mean, I'm sure somebody else knows about it or whatever. There's at least one guy that I know that. So I'm gonna hook up the Ethernet And throw the power on. I'm gonna show you this bad boy. This is my actually this is my first Ultra. I actually ordered a brand new one from NHash that's coming in. This that's coming in. It should be here like next week. A brand new one. I paid like $175 for it plus shipping. They charged me like $100. It's like $2 and change. And so this was my first one. I said, you know, I'm gonna give it a shot. This Ultra, you know. Because it had the originally there was a broken component which I soldered together. I did that, and then after doing that, I didn't want the software, the T-Swift. I messed that up because you're not, according to what the documentation on it that I read online, you're not supposed to reset it or whatever, and I did that, but I didn't know that. I bricked it. It was my fault. And I was like, oh man, you know. Later on, I found out that later on. I thought it was already bricked originally after I soldered the component. But after days and days of researching, and I was like, damn, the only way is I could either get it remote in, or I get it, or I would, what was the other thing? I forgot. But anyway, so I came up with that. I was like, man, I know that everything's stored in the memory. I want to desolder the chip. I don't know, I don't know. I gotta figure out how to use the program. I know I had the programmer for a long time. I just didn't really use it like that, I was like, I use my programmer, but I don't have the socket for that chip. So I had to research that, which socket I needed. And it's working, boy. Let's see. Let me stop talking crap before this thing doesn't work. I'm gonna plug it in. I'll plug it into the Ethernet. See, this is what happened was both lights were on like that. It would just stay like that. That's why I knew it was bricked. I've seen already the hobbyist miner, his is like that. Send to me. I fix. You take the risk though. I'm gonna fix, but you take the risk. It doesn't work anyway. So when I had fixed it and I plugged it in, I was like, damn, it's taking a while. It's taking too long. I don't think it's working because it was like this. Man, I tried everything. Trust me. Oh yeah, the other way is to try to remote in yourself using an Eclipse software, but you got to know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to mess around with that. Imagine this doesn't work. But let's see. But it actually took a little while though. I guess this miner here takes a while for it to boot up or whatever. That's what made me think it didn't work, and I was just sitting there like, man, it didn't work. But it is what it is. So yeah, I heard the fans. Come on. That's when I was like, oh, it did something different. I thought it wasn't working. When I heard the fans, I was like, oh, crazy. Like, oh, man, the fans came on. Good. And then I saw that the light hit. See the green light? I fixed it. I fixed it. Yo, I fixed it. It's on, baby. It's done. So, if you guys got a bricked one, let me know. If you just want the chip, $35 for the chip. Shipping included. You can send it to me in Casper or Dogecoin or whatever. I take Litecoin too. But or if you want me to do it for you, it's $80. You just ship me the board itself, and I will desolder it and reprogram the chip. Erase the chip, the software, put it back to factory for you for $80, just 80 little bucks. Or if you just want me to put an entire new chip, or if something happens where I have to put a new chip in, it's $90, only $10 extra. Hey, $90, you get the miner working again. Come on, you're gonna be happy, man. It's worth it. It's worth it. So now I'm gonna go upstairs and put my stuff in, and boom, mine it. So that's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later in the next one. Peace, and I'm out. Laters. Thumbs up, subscribe.